What's good, superstars? Back with another video. Today we have the Daily Snowball review. People have been asking for this, so we're bringing it back. This is basically, these are the rules. We buy a weekly paying ETF for each day of the week. We invest the distributions into the closest upcoming ex-dividend ETF date. We reevaluate the holding size on a monthly basis, and we track our results. And we go from there. We make decisions based off of that. This has been 2 months now. So it's been 2 months since we have started this. These are the results after 2 months of doing the distributions daily. We started out with $1,000 Canadian. Currently, we are down to $894.45. This is after reinvesting all distributions. So over 10% erosion basically in November. November has been a horrible month for these types of ETFs, but we're going to continue doing this as long as we can. Obviously, case study here, so not something that we're going to live off of or hold our hat on. But we got to see what happened. What happened with the distributions, and why do we have an extra line item now? I've decided to color code these by date now. So you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, we got a little bit something funny going on. So on Mondays, we have WPay right now. This is what we will buy on Mondays. It will pay out on Wednesdays. Tuesdays, we had Alti, and it was paying on Thursdays after a distribution change. But because no one wants to see this have 5 ETFs. I mean, we started out with YETH and Alti was paying Fridays, then we had to change it. We had to buy PLTY, which would pay Fridays. Now, Alti did its reverse split. I'm using Wealthsimple as my brokerage of choice. Wealthsimple will not let me buy fractional shares anymore of Alti after that split. So decided, got to do something, got to change it up. So now our new distributions will be going into YETH. We're not going to be getting rid of the position because I can't even sell fractional shares of Alti. So I'm holding on to whatever I have of Alti. And that's that. And then we're going to go on and add everything. You can see some distributions came late last week. That's another thing with this series, is that some distributions are coming late, and we're still putting them into whatever the most upcoming distribution ETF ex-dividend date is. So ended up that I had to put a few funds into YETH because I hadn't received a few other distributions. So there's a bunch of things in there. So yeah, now YETH is going to be the position that we're growing. Alti is maxed out there. Initial, we're going to keep that at 0 because only the distributions that we are putting in are going to be going to YETH. PLTY will still be for Wednesdays. Maggie will be for Thursdays, and NVDW will be Fridays. We want to see if we can make any dent into this 10% loss after November. I'm not sure if that will ever happen. Again, this is not just yield max funds in here anymore. We do have a bunch of round hills with WPay being the fund of funds. Now we have YETH, Maggie, NVDW. So those are a bunch of round hills. PLTY and Alti remain the yield max, but again, same things are happening. Now, the biggest thing that I knew from the beginning we'd see some NAV erosion. Maybe the total portfolio size would be shrinking, but would we be increasing our distribution on a monthly basis? The first month we started this, we only got 3 distributions, and it was $8.40. Then we got our biggest distribution ever in the second week, which was $12.94. And since then, it's only been downhill. It went down to $12.13, went back up to $12.30, but then back to $12.12. Then we had the middle of November, where it's been that really, really bad couple weeks, $10.85, then $9.09. Went up a little bit to $9.47, but this week is looking like it's going to be, this is actually week 9. This week is looking like we might even make another new low, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that we continue to make lower distributions, even though we've been reinvesting every single penny on a daily basis. So, I mean, the hope was we start to see a snowball. But maybe this is just a snowball that's happening in the middle of the summer. We're going to have to wait and see. But so far, looking like we are not able to catch up to the erosion speed with the redistribution. Now, I want to see what happens when we have a really, really nice bull market and we're reinvesting in distributions. Do we actually make up some ground on this erosion? Will the dividend snowball actually snowball? I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope here, but like I said, I'm planning to go down with this ship here. We're gonna do it for a few more months at least, I would think. If it just continues to erode and erode and erode, I don't know what to say. You guys let me know, how far should we take this series? How long should we continue doing this to see what happens? Obviously, people with OCD are not going to enjoy that I now have 2 funds on the Tuesday, but we're no longer adding to the Alti fund. It actually has a 100% margin requirement on Wealthsimple now after that split. And again, it won't let me do any fractional purchasing or selling. Kind of weird, didn't expect that, but is what it is. Why ETH still has a decently high distribution. I wanted that. That was originally in my holdings for this portfolio if you go back to the first video. So we have it back. It's paying the same day. We're still going to get distributions from Alti. We're just always going to be putting any of the distributions probably from NVDW, if everything's paying on a regular basis, going into YETH instead of Alti. So we'll continue to monitor that and see what happens there. To spend, this area here was if I ever had overflow when I'm buying and selling the USD stocks in Canadian dollars. But now I have changed the account so that I do have US and Canadian funds. So I'm not having any overages or underages because I'm using US funds to make the purchases. So this actually can be deleted. I don't really need it. Over here, you see basically the currency conversion tool that I'm using. And that's about it. So again, down $100 on 1,000 in just over 2 months or 8 weeks. We started this. It was October 6th, and now we are basically December 5th. It's almost 2 months actually. So 8 weeks. We're gonna call it 2 months for now. If every 4 weeks was a month. But yeah, this is the results people have been asking, and this is what we're getting at. We've received back 9% of what we put in. The problem is that it's eroding much faster. That even after that, we're still down 10%. So if I didn't reinvest the 9%, we'd be down even more than that, like almost 20% in the 8 weeks. Kind of crazy, right? When you look at it like that, and we think, well, look at that. Maybe we got to put this snowball in reverse and flip it around and see what happens. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I got a bunch of different other things on the channel. One other case study that I'm doing is the hedge portfolio and my RRSP, where I invest in both a long and a short of MicroStrategy, and we see if I can balance that growth out, because one will go up, one will go down, but collect the distributions at the same time. How will that play out? So that's one that you guys can go check out. It's called the Hedge series. And then I have another series where I'm going over trying to build a portfolio that I can live off of the brokerage. I've already started cycling and some bills out of that brokerage. So it gives you like a beginning starter kind of portfolio, lets you know how to start this type of a thing, because a lot of people online, they show how they live off their brokerage, but not really how they got to that point. And it might not be as easy as it looks to just put your whole paycheck in and live off of it, invest it, and live off the bills. Because what the thing with margin is that the equity portion varies, and I go a little bit more in detail into those videos. So definitely go check out my other playlists. If you're enjoying the content, please leave a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel. Lets me know that you guys are watching and you want to see more. And we're going to continue to go. I'm sick a little bit. You can hear it in my voice. But that's okay. It's not stopping us. And we're going to continue posting as often as we can here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.